Today's the day. We're fixing the Beamer. Does she have gas is the question for today. Oh yeah. Whoa. Well, that's not good. Well, I started it not too long ago. There's no problems. Now what? Oh, BMW. Oh, BMW. Oh. I have literally no tools here. Oh, man. You know? Not really sure what's happening. It doesn't even sound like it's... you know what? I think it might be like the cam position sensor, the crank position, like whatever that little... I think it's the cam position sensor. I think that's what needs to be replaced. I could be wrong. Set out to fix the BMW. Now we have more problems. Now the unfortunate part is all my tools are at the shop. So now what? It's a sad moment. Quiet. Don't interrupt the mood. Today was the day, man. Today was the day. Yeah. Bye-bye. Yeah, so obviously headed to the shop, but now I'm just gonna get some more propane. Story of my life, daily thing. I'm ready for spring, but yeah, I'll catch you guys back up at the shop and we'll dive into today's mission. We're gonna go ahead and do my diff install today. I have an LSD that I'm installing and swapping out my VLSD that is kind of fiddly as to how she wants to lock up and work. So I have an unknown diff. You guys will let me know in the comments what it is. It's an S14 pumpkin right now, so we'll kind of have to do some swipping and swapping. What? Should be good. This new diff actually is a lot more kind of aggressive, so excited to kind of see the result when we drive it, but regardless, let's just kind of hop in. Now, I was kind of looking these two over. Now, here's what was in my car originally. This is what we were going to put in. This is a 393 gear. I believe these are 373s. Now, this is the problem we're having. This, as you can maybe tell, is an S14 pumpkin. Check out the little mounting positions there. They have a bushing. These are solid. Also, the rear covers are different, so you would have to swap them. However, they're a little bit different. Look at the... You know what I mean? That's tinier, that's bigger. This has a shorter snout, this has a longer snout. Also, finally, this is a 6-bolt output shaft flange, this is a 5-bolt. We can all kind of change these things around. One thing I'm kind of debating on is if I should maybe go ahead and attempt to just yank out the guts out of this one, stick them in this one. I'm going to kind of see if that's possible because I don't really want to mess with different mounting points and stuff like that. I don't have the solid bushings for them, so... I don't really want any drive shaft length issues, so I'm going to go ahead and yank these two kind of apart, see if I can get them kind of meshed together. I will start with this one since this one is already good to go. This one also might be welded. If I turn this, they both spin. You can't even separately spin these things, like they're always connected. So I'm almost wondering like if this is just welded, you know what I mean? Whereas this one, you spin it and it goes the opposite way, which is usually how kind of a viscous limited slip diff or an open diff works. This is like an OEM factory from Japan, like viscous limited slip diff. So it's an LSD, but it's not the strongest of LSDs. So if you see here, if I spin the input shaft, we get both spinning at the same time. Obviously that happens here as well, but here they spin opposite. These are always together. So let's dissect them, see what we're working with. We seem to have like some gnarly diff here, man. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely an LSD and it's not welded. I'm wondering if I could just flip and flop them. What? Might give that a shot. I've never done it, but I wouldn't see why it won't work. All right, so a little bit of a mess. So bring you guys over here to both of our pumpkins. as you can see right here, we got, I got the LSD ripped out of here. I actually just did this one off camera just to kind of get a feel for it. Like I said, I've never kind of done this job specifically before. So when we go ahead and rip apart my one that's going back in the car, I'll show you guys exactly how to do what I did and where to, I guess, start. So we have, I think this is gonna work. This is going to work. I don't know what diff this is, man. This is some crazy, it's definitely some gnarly LSD, man. I don't know, there's no branding on it, but I mean, she locks as this one kind of spews out a little bit. So obviously we went ahead and took off the rear cover. There's, I don't know, maybe like 6 or 8 bolts right there. Go ahead and rip that off. Drain your fluid beforehand. There's a little drain plug on the back end of the, so on the S14 one, it's there at the bottom on the front. On the S13 one, it's, can you guys see that down there? On the bottom. So get all your oil out. Oh, as you can see, I still had some left over. The next thing you want to go ahead and do after your rear cover is off is go ahead and remove out your output shafts. Now these, well, one of them might just slide out on its own, depending on if they have clips in them or not. The clip would actually go right around that top little ring on that spline. Now with this one, I had a bit of an issue. Basically just had to beat on it like hell, like a madman. I might have to do the same thing with this one. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, maybe, yep. Yeah, that clip's in there. So just take the hammer, start beating at it right around here. You won't harm it, don't you worry. If you want, use a mallet. I'm just gonna go ahead and use a hammer, get this out of here. And then after that, I'll show you guys what we're gonna go ahead and remove. There's 4 17mm bolts that hold the actual I guess the gears, the pumpkin gears together. So let's just keep rolling. Hey, oh no! Oh no, no! Why is there so much oil still in here? Oh no! Ooh. Gear oil, man. Not a fan of it. Alright, got myself a table. Figured it'd be a little bit easier. had to move the wheels around. Alright, so I had to crank the exposure up a little bit. But you guys can see now, so we'll go ahead and take out these 4 bolts. They are on there, so you gotta get yourself an impact or something. Wow. They on there. They on there. Woo! Man. Oh yeah. Woo! Stronger than an impact, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I don't know, probably just leverage. Just leverage. Alright. So this will pop out. Can you guys see? Yep. You got this. And then some of them may be a little bit tricky, but this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little pry bar action there. And as you can see, you can use a hammer, you can use whatever you want. Just get yourself something in here. And then we have ourselves a set of gears. Right on, man, right on. Not too intimidating, it's not too tough. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, when they open this cover up, they're like, oh my god, all these gears, how am I gonna put them back together? No, that's kind of crap, kind of horse crap. Went together and came apart really nice. Well, it hasn't gone together yet, but it came apart really nice. But now we're gonna go ahead and just install our new one. And hopefully it goes back together just as smooth as it all went out. So, or even smoother. Now I guess just for any of you out there that are wondering what an LSD is or what it does, so basically it just allows both of your wheels to spin at the same time. I'm sure you guys have heard one wheel peel, one tire fire, open diff. That's basically what we're getting rid of today. You can weld it, yes, however for daily driving an LSD is way, way better. Obviously essential for drifting, going fast in a straight line, you know, just so you get that traction. However, this one that we're putting in, it's not welded, but man, it feels like 1.5 way, if not a 2-way. So I'm really curious to see how the car kind of performs on the street with this new diff. But I mean, visually, they look the same. They look the same. There's really no indication that they're different. I almost forgot which one was which at first, but this one is the one that's going in. This one is still an LSD, but it's a viscous one. So it operates, I think, differently. Also, if you guys have maybe some leaky seals, this is a good time to go ahead and replace them. For us, we're in the clear. There, this we can pop to the side. Hello to Mr. New Diff. We'll go ahead and pop these suckers kind of in its place. Strictly speaking, we just slide her up in her home. Oh, a little easier. It's easier said than done. Easier said than done. It's a little slippery in here. Oh man, so I don't know how much time has gone by. Why can't things just go smoothly? You know what I mean? Just so here's our situation. This is the one we took out. Here's the new one. What I've noticed is this is wider. Putting in these shims, I can get this thing in how it was, and it spins great, nice and smooth. You know, no clunks, no knocking. When I put this one in, it's a little clunky. So now my second thought was to put just that other pumpkin in, the whole new pumpkin, just put the rear cover on it. Yeah, cool, we got it in. It's bolted in, everything's working out there. However, now the drive shaft is too long. So I don't know how that happens to work out. But now I got it up in there, but there is zero play with the drive shaft. I mean, it's pressing into the transmission seal, if anything, and I know that's not good. I don't know. I'm gonna continue to try, guys. I had other plans and other videos to make today, and this is not how I planned on kind of spending my evening. So we might be behind. I might miss a day of videos here, guys, and I am sorry. But oh man, it's tough, man. Doing all this stuff alone and filming at the same time is tricky. We are a one-man show here, ladies and gentlemen. It's not, you don't have a production crew, don't have an editor, filmer. I do everything from do the work, to film, to produce, to edit, to release. So we're doing what we can here, guys. I'm gonna try and figure things out here, do some research, and hopefully we can have this LSD in that car. What a mission. What a mission. All right, guys, so here's my second attempt. Here's what I'm gonna try and do. I'm gonna try and take this pinion gear, I believe that's what it's called, remove it, and install it on this one. I don't know if that's gonna make any difference. It should, technically it would make sense. We're gonna give it a shot, you know what I mean? If you guys are watching this and you have any kind of useful, helpful information, please drop it down below. I'm always down to kind of absorb information. Of course, man. Damn it. All right, things have gotten serious. Things have gotten real serious. You see a vise right there, but oh yeah, she is mounted. So there's like these 4 holes in the ground already, and I'm like, I don't know how I thought of this, but luckily the width of the vise is perfect. So I basically just hammered in some bolts, and that sucker is in there. The shop vise has been mounted. Woo, that's majestic. Embrace my genius and my ingenuity right quick. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Never give up. You'll get it. Alright, little Calvin's Garage top tip. Don't buy Harbor Freight vices. Yes, that's a nice sheer, that's a sheer brake, man. So this is broken, but the good thing is we got everything off. Now I just need to go ahead and tighten these suckers on, so I guess we'll just hit them with the impact. Man, I should title today's video Never Give Up, man, honestly. So we did it. It's in, it's working. I got it all shimmed up, all evenly spaced, just how it should be. Just so you guys are, if you guys are curious, here's the top of the diff. Now, if you guys are doing this yourself, you'll have a bunch of stuff that falls out with your actual gear set as well. So don't be afraid. There's 3 spacers. If you guys can see, this guy on the left, the furthest little chunky guy, that's a sleeve, little spacer. One inside, that's a spacer as well. This is like that big old collar sleeve that goes on the outside. Same with this, that goes on the outside over the bearings. And then you'll have one more little spacer on that side. So basically 2 spacers on this side. So what you want to do is essentially press these gears closer in to that big old gear that spins. And now listen to this. I'm gonna set you guys up on the tripod. I don't know if I showed you guys before what it sounded like, but it was real crunchy, did not sound good, definitely would not have been safe to drive. And now listen to this, it's silent. As it spews out more oil. We'll go ahead and put our little braces on, put our rear cover back on, and hopefully get this thing installed tonight. We're definitely getting this thing installed tonight. So I got these gloves. My buddy Justin, who owns the Grand Caravan back there, he gave me some medium gloves that barely fit in these things. I'm not too sure on the torque specs. However, just get them super tight. You know what I mean? Take an impact to them. It's gonna be a little bit tricky to kind of torque them if this thing's out the car. So if you guys want to toss it in the car and then torque them down, sure. But impact would be the easiest. All right, we ran into another little speed bump here. So I've got the 6-foot out shaft thing in, and now check this out. When before I used to spin one with the 5 bolts, that one used to spin the same way. Now look at this, it's opposite. So what I found out is I'm gonna need to get 5-bolt axles now, which kind of sucks. A little bit of a other thing and now we have to deal with. So check this out. See how this one is way taller? This one sits in further, and for some odd reason, I'll show you guys. Take these ones out. Okay. And now we got the other 5-bolt. Slips right in there. Check this out. You see that? You see what I'm saying? It's definitely the output shafts that need to be changed. So if any of you guys out there have some 5-bolt axles, not really too sure what they would be off of, a 300ZX maybe, I don't know, but let me know please, because now we have this kind of predicament. Yeah. So here's what I think I found. Oh dear. So this is from a J30. This is what I need. These are from a J30 Infinity, like 90. Oh gosh. 90. 93, 94. So if any of you guys out there have a J30, I guess, parts car, or just, I guess I might call a local scrapyard. But I definitely still want to get this in the car and installed. You know what I mean? Like we can do that still, no problem. So let's go ahead and we'll put the rear cover on. Everything on the back side is good. I'm really happy with everything inside here. So we'll go ahead and seal her up and install it in the 240. This actually turns out it has a gasket on it. I never had any leaks before with this thing. So we're just gonna go ahead and put it on. If it does leak, not a problem. We can always go ahead and just yank it off from underneath the car, slap on some gasket maker, and we'll be good to go. I actually have a little bit of oil here. I'm just gonna go ahead and put what I got in. Just some 70-90 and top it up later. Now just a quick question for anyone that may know. So every time I turn this, I would say like every half rotation, or every full rotation of the gears inside, I feel this little tick. Like very, very slight. I can feel it with my hand, but it's so minor you can't hear it. Anything to be worried about? Like I said, you can't hear it, but you can barely feel it. Let me know in the comments below. All right, so I got our diff on the jack there. I'm gonna try and do my best with filming here. It's a little tricky, obviously, with one person, as I was saying. Here with the old jackaroo. These things are pretty heavy. They're about, I don't know, like 90 pounds. So it's not a light girl by any means. Okay, that's oddly as light as we can get. But you see those 4 studs right there? Right in the center of your screen, there's 4 bolts that kind of dive into the subframe right into the subframe, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And then there's also 2 bolts that hook up right into the front of the differential, which are these bolts right here. Line it up with the holes, and there we go. I'll bring you guys in here in a second. Just give me a memento. Alright, that should be a little bit better. Hopefully you guys can see something. Can jack your diff up all the way. Maybe not all the way, just give it snug to the chassis, but don't snug it up too much because you might have to wiggle it a little bit from side to side. And way up in here, you can't miss them. There are two. Yeah, see? You just need a little wiggle. I think I got them. Well, I would show you guys, obviously now you would go ahead and hook up your axles, but that's not happening in our case. We gotta wait for new ones, or if you guys have a different idea as to how to go about that problem, and then your drive shaft will just kind of hook right up as well. All right, so she is in. A little bit of a mission. Definitely did not expect it to be that much of a process, but we got it in the end. Like I said, guys, don't give up. I can't even believe we got the vise kind of mounted in place, and luckily it didn't break, excuse me, before we got all those big bolts off the pinion gear, because that would have sucked. We have a lot coming up here on the 240. Big things, man, big things. It's so close to being done, and we have a lot of additions coming to this car as well that you guys are gonna be pumped about. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up, get myself cleaned up, call it a night, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Later.